Today's story today, low corporate tax locales. Now, in 2013, cash abroad rose by $206 billion as some of the largest U.S. companies parked their earnings in low-tax countries like Bermuda, Ireland, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, and Switzerland as well, of course, Switzerland. Now, the increase in profits held outside the U.S. has been particularly large at technology companies, many of which have moved patents and other intellectual property to low-tax regions. Now, according to Bloomberg, multinational companies have accumulated almost $2 trillion outside the U.S. That's up 11.8% from 1 year ago. Microsoft, Apple, and IBM added $37.5 billion, or 18.2% of the total increase. Now, many countries with low corporate tax rates use this as a vehicle to increase investment from abroad while also increasing jobs at home. And over the past few years, the response of U.S.-based companies has been pretty consistent. Book profits offshore and leave them there. Yeah, it's consistent across the board. Now, the top 15 companies now hold over $795 billion outside the U.S. These companies are deferring hundreds of billions, billions with a B, hundreds of billions of dollars in U.S. taxes. That's a lot of money. At the same time, they're lobbying to end the system that they describe as putting them at a competitive disadvantage in the world markets. Sounds like it, right? Now, here in the U.S., Congress hasn't moved on this issue because many don't believe that the 2004 Bush tax breaks for overseas corporate profits were successful. That's it. It's very simplest. Now, the capitalists, read executives of multi-billion-dollar companies, they argue that they should be able to bring back their cash without paying a repatriation tax. They argue that that's yet another form of double taxation on the corporate income that they've already paid, which hurts job creators, such as themselves. In fact, Mr. Paul Jacobs, executive chairman of Qualcomm, gave his shareholders a homework assignment. This is a true story. He called it a homework assignment, and he wrote, quote, "Send your congresspeople your opinion that you'd like American companies to be able to bring offshore money back to the United States to either reinvest or return to shareholders." Now, it should be mentioned that Qualcomm has over $21.6 billion in overseas profits. Yeah, Jacobs wants to bring home his money and not have to pay for it, but why wouldn't he? Okay, to be fair, he, along with other American companies headquartered in cushy corporate tax locales, like Ireland, say, are willing to go so far as to fork over 5% of the money that they've earned to Uncle Sam. Mind you, carried interest is taxed at 15%. So to put this all in perspective, that's the sweet corporate tax rate, 15% on carried interest, that Mitt Romney gets on his income. So they're willing to pay even less than Mitt Romney has to pay. It's pretty generous, no?